Good evening, everybody. To those that are watching this after the fact on live stream, I'm just trying to pull up the live stream I've got going right now because they apparently have changed the streaming key thing online where that you can watch it. So I just want to make sure that I'm getting that right on the studio here. So I actually popped in here just a few minutes early. Actually, I'm sorry, quite a few minutes early, about 30 minutes early, but I wanted to go ahead and synchronize this in the studio so that, hey, shalom to everybody coming in the building. So anybody that's watching this live stream afterwards, you might want to fast forward about 5-10 minutes, but I'm just making sure to sync these streams on here so I can read y'all's comments on here tonight. And then we're going to jump straight into it. I know it's been a minute since I've done a live stream, so I'll just go ahead and say to everybody that's not seen me in a while on live stream, shalom, love everybody. I have been moving from where I live now to the new place, and yeah, going to get back to homestead and farming. Oh man, I just got so much stuff to do through the winter this year. But with that said, I want to talk about the state of this country, the world, everything, and it's not really going to be a political thing. It's I just want people to see the lens set of the last days through everything that is going on right now in front of us. So if everybody just bear with me, just give me just a moment to make sure I got this live stream going right, and we will get right to it. Just queuing everybody in here. I hope everybody's hearts are not troubled with the state of the nation, everything that's going on. Doesn't matter who goes in office, guys. I got news for everybody. Most High is still seated on the throne, so life's going to go on long after this little fiasco that's playing out right now. So let me pull this up here and see if we are streaming. Turn my volume off. All right, guys. So I can read the comments now as they go. And all right, so I see JD Israel should be the last comment on everybody's list there right now. Says I laugh at this political garbage, so I can actually keep up with y'all's comments as we go now. All right. That was quicker than I thought. Man, for anybody that comes into this thing 30 minutes later, Father in heaven, please forgive me. I kind of lied to y'all because I said I'd start this at 9 o'clock, and I figured as little tech skill as I got with some of this stuff, it'd take me 20, 30 minutes to straighten this out. But with that said, welcome in, everybody. Man, has it not been a crazy past couple of days? Shalom to everybody. Man, how can I get that shirt? All right. So, guys, I think this shirt here, the I Trust in You Yahuwah shirt, I believe if you Google I Trust in You and spell it out, let's see, how did I spell that out? I think it's YAHUAH. Try that. And if that don't work, try I Trust in You YHWH. I'm trying to think how exactly I typed that in. But anyway, for those that can't see the light box, if it's too bright because I got the light turned on me tonight, it's so dark here now in the wintertime. It says the end of the Republic. So we are at the end of the Republic. I believe that with all my heart and soul. I was waiting for this election to roll around. It has been very interesting to me. I've been talking about this election to come for 2 years. Number one reason is because, and I'm not going to lie, the number one thing that's got me talking about this was because me and some friends in business, I do off-grid construction. And I told everyone, I said, this election, if it goes blue and this country goes upside down, it's going to be the busiest year ahead for me. The next few years will be the busiest we ever have. And literally since just the other night, phones rung off the hook, just already booked into next year work. And I ain't saying that to brag. I already felt this was the direction that things were heading. People's gotten so complacent in the past years. Now, I'm not just doing this as a sales pitch. This is my 30-second advertisement for Off Grid, right? In the past 4 years, it's just been, people spinning the wheels, kicking the tires. You're going to check us out, offgridcontracting.com, guys. But literally the other day, as soon as this started going south, man, people's just like, I got to get it together. And folks, the world's not going to end tomorrow if Joe Biden is president. It's not going to end if Donald Trump's president. And that's something that everybody's got to filter through their mind. There is so much important things that need to be taken and gleaned from this time we're living in right now. We're living in the last days. And I'm going to take the state of affairs and everything that's going on right now and sell you a picture that the media is not selling you. Because if you've been watching MSNBC, NBC, and all this junk, they have been force feeding you so much politics and propaganda and everything for the past few days that there's something else in this narrative that you're not seeing. And with that said, I'm going to grab my notepad here. And I've got 8 notes that I want to run down through this tonight. Now, guys, I know I'm starting this early, and like I said, anybody that comes in later and watches this, I apologize. But as you watch this, I'm going to try to go through this in about an hour's time frame, and then I'll stay on 30, 40 minutes as long as you just want to keep talking, and then we'll wind this down for the night. The first thing I want to cover on this list is this is the end days. Many people confuse the end of days with the end days. We are in the end days. I believe we are a heartbeat, just felt heartbeat right there, right? Heartbeat away from the literal end of days. When people talk about the horsemen's getting ready to ride, the trumpets are getting ready to start, folks. We are at the kickoff. You have purchased your ticket for the Super Bowl. You are sitting in the seats, and I'm telling you, they are about to get the party started. That's like how close I feel that this is about to take place. All right? People say, and I noticed this also with Hebrew Israelites, and I mean this no slanderous, disrespectful way, but I notice a lot of, the so-called black man, Hebrew Israelite that's waking up now. He looks at this place and he says, this is Egypt. And in a way, it's kind of a spiritual Egypt, no doubt about it. But this is the second beast of Revelation, folks. The first beast of Revelation is the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican, the great whore Babylon. And America is has 2 horns. It's like a lamb, but spoke like a dragon. Who is that? That's America. And I really believe it's either church and state or the 2 political party. And guys, now I'll pause, scroll up, read through the comments here. I'm going to take pauses in between this, all right? So I'll cover the first 2 points. I'll read some comments, and we'll smash out some more. But I think people really miss this. Unless you're a former Seventh-day Adventist and you've come to the truth in the way and you're keeping the Father's Looney Soul Scriptural Calendar, a lot of people that's come out of SUN Day Church and even SAT Day Church, if you ain't really in the know in the SDA Church, Seventh-day Adventist Church ahead of time, you really didn't get that full understanding about the Great Whore Babylon and the Roman Catholic Church being the first beast of Revelation, not to mention that the book of Second Esdras speaks about this. But you've got in the book of Daniel, right? You got the book of Daniel, got the book of Second Esdras, you got the book of Revelation, you got all these references, and I've already covered this recently, about the Roman Catholic Church. And not to mention, the next thing coming up on Sabbath, I'm going to sit down and go over Antichrist or man of sin. Because there's many Antichrists going out in the world, but we're looking for the man of sin. And I'm so sick and tired of everybody being like, where the Antichrist at? I'm like, bro, dude on the side of the street over is probably an Antichrist. I mean, come on now. So we got to iron this stuff out. But in the meantime, people got to understand where we live. And it's really important, while everybody's so tore up about this election, that it is a perfect time. I have an agenda over here at 7 Trump's Prepper to wake you up the fact that you are living in the second beast of Revelation. And lest we forget that it will be this country that helps force people to take the mark of the beast. It is just like crazy. So sorry, man. Sinuses drive me nuts now. But it is crazy how much that people do not understand how much this country plays into end time prophecy. Guys, y'all blowing a comment. So y'all just going to have to bear with me. I'm going to take a pause here in a minute after I get done with the second point. But the thing is if people can understand who the first beast of Revelation is, and then we see that America is the second beast of Revelation and is helping force the world to, you think about it. We push all Rome's policies. We push, Christianity's been pushed harder by America than any other country. I can just keep going down the list, line item, how that we've served the great whore Babylon, the Roman Catholic Church, and how we are, just the emulation of that. And cause all the world to follow after the first beast. For crying out loud, the heliocentric model come from the Roman Catholic Church. SUN Day worship, the pagan Roman papal calendar that everybody follows, all the people go to church on SUN Day, and then all the SAT Day crowd look at the SUN Day crowd as if they're wicked and lost, and yet they're following the same calendar, and then they look at people like me that's loony soul or scriptural calendar keeper, and they just look at me like I'm freaking crazy. So, I mean, I can just keep stacking the deck, all the stuff the Roman Catholic Church has done and perpetuated, and then the America's forced it down everybody's throat, not to mention that all treaties have to be done by the Roman Catholic Gregorian calendar, which is that was institutioned by America to force everybody else that they have to do the agreements to that. There you go, making an image to the beast, right? So, I mean, guys, we can just hammer this all day long. And I got so much to cover in a minute, but I'm going to read the comments here and go through them in a second. But, the thing is, people want to keep, I said all that to say this, is people want to keep saying that America is Egypt. America is the second beast of Revelation. And if you don't have a clear, concise understanding of that, you're going to miss a lot of stuff that's coming in the last days. And this next president, whoever it is, I believe, beyond all shadow of a doubt, it's going to be the last president. I really am I'm like 99% sold on that, okay? And I will get to that in just a moment. I'll get into that point in a moment. Why in point number 3. But real quick, let's back up and get in the comments. Oh, and by the way, guys, for those that's been supporting the channel here lately, thank you so much. PayPal, Cash App, and stuff like that's in the bottom of the video description below. But, guys, I've laid off YouTube because YouTube's been smashing me with copyright strike claims. I've went through hundreds of them. I cleaned all that mess up. I know they've removed content. Dude, they've just been trashing me out here in the past month or two. So it has kind of just held me back from creating content just because of cleaning up messes. But anyway, back in action. And so let's back up here and see what we got on the comments. It says here, hallelujah, King, come and get your feet on the ground. That's right. Papal Rome is working hard in the Hegelian dialect. Yeah. Excuse me. Shalom, Aki, Luke, and family. Hey, Luke, Dante Forson here, looking for people to interview. Please, if you're interested, because I brought up you, please do contact him. Just email me, guys. Number 7. That's the number 7, trumpetsprepper@gmail.com. Just hit me up. Somebody said, why isn't MSM reporting what's actually going on? Oh, they don't want nobody to know, guys. They don't want nobody to really know what's going on out here. They're holding up on this election thing, stalling out too, trying to give it to their boy Biden. Somebody said, shalom, brother, it's Egypt to us in the sense we're still in captivity. And absolutely, that's a very good point. I'm going to be actually covering that thought process here in another point in just a minute. Just bear with me. And by the way, guys, I did not vote this year. This was the first election that I've ever had the opportunity to vote, and I didn't vote. And I'll tell you exactly why. Biden is a wicked man. Number 1, I couldn't vote for a Democratic Party regardless just because of the state of abortion, supporting that. Secondly, the reason I didn't vote for Trump was because when the Epstein thing came out and I figured out that he had ties to Epstein and all the stuff going on, I'm not supporting that either. This year's my vote was cast for Yahshua HaMashiach to come sit on the throne and rule the world. Old boy Biden and Trump can just take a back seat on that, so because I'm done with them both. They're not my sovereign Yeshua HaMashiach, yes, because we can be of the world but not in the world but not of the world, right? And he's coming soon anyway. So with that said, let's see. Somebody said, facts woke, wake up, just go look on Fed book. There is a man of sin. He'll sit in the holy temple. Well, guys, here's the thing. Man of sin already sits in the temple, showing himself as he is Yah. And Father, please forgive me. I'm not trying to blaspheme, but I mean the man of sin, the Pope says that he can forgive sins. I thought only Yah could do that. So anyway, somebody says, is the pale horse here yet? Somebody said yes, because they've done horrible things to Yah's chosen. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Yes, the dragon gives power to the first beast, and the second beast receives his power, causing all to worship. Yep. Somebody said that America is the lamb-like beast. Absolutely, guys. Somebody said Rome, the first beast for sure, a.k.a. the king of the north spoken of in Daniel 11. Back over to Rome after the battle between the king of the north and south. Let's see. I didn't vote either. Deuteronomy 17:15 tells us not to. Somebody said the set apart is not supposed to vote. There you go. Somebody said all I can do is hunker down and be in the word and close to y'all. I'm old to be a prepper. I'm also a caregiver for my 89-year-old uncle. I'm actually done and ready to go home. There you go. We can say goodbye to our guns and food. DZ, I'm about to cover that here in a minute. I'm glad to see a lot of you are on point with the points about to share tonight. All right, guys, so I'm going to take a pause right there and get back in the points. All right, now here's the deal. The reason I say that this president is going to be the last president, and I believe that with all my heart, is because the following statement I'm about to sell you on. If you watch that presentation I done recently about the 8 Kings of Revelation, and if I don't have the link in the video description as we're doing this live right now, but I will make sure to put it afterwards. But if you'll go to my recent uploads, I've done that about the 8 Kings of Revelation, and I sold you the whole case for that, okay? When I say sold you, I didn't charge nobody a dime to do this. I'm just selling it to you mentally, okay? So whenever you look at that, and being that the 2 that remain to the end, okay, then, and we see with that we're at the 8th king. Well, those men are in their 90s. Okay, we're talking people that's about ready to, their ticker's about to stop any minute, but they're probably so huffed up on adrenochrome from murdering innocent children and all satanic rituals that I'm sure the devil's probably helping prop up his crew right now, right? But I mean, these 2 men of sin that are still alive, the 2 popes that's alive right now, that should make that 7th and the 8th king. Because 2 will continue in the end. That's never been in the Roman Catholic Church either. So here we have a situation. We know we're at the end of the road with that. Well, that means that the sovereign of this nation most likely will be the last coming in, because especially if they do 2 terms. If Biden gets, he does another term after this term coming up, I mean, that'd be definitely the end of the road, because I mean, at that point, the Pope's at 100 years old. Plus, you got the Agenda 2030 thing rolling out. So I mean, you're really in a tight spot there. So with that thought process, you stack this one on too. The Hebrew Israelites that have been scattered throughout the nations today. We're at the 400 years mark. Okay, actually, I think we're 400 years plus 1 day. But actually, I'm kind of feeling like it's maybe might be a year off or 2, because I don't think people accounted for the 13th month. I don't think people counted for that during the diaspora, that's going on right here, this 400 years that they've been, cast out. I don't think people's thought about that, but there's 400 years of slavery that went on with the Hebrew Israelite right there. And not to mention, I mean, like if Hitler's statement about that, America stole the jewels of Yah, knowing that they were mistreating the Hebrew Israelite people, he knew who the true Hebrews were. I mean, America's screwed. you don't get to mistreat the Father's people for 400 years, and and think you're just going to walk away from that. Furthermore, it talks about it. I'm trying to remember if it's in Baruch. I think it's in Second Baruch, and I believe it's also in Esdras that it speaks of. I'm pretty sure it's Second Baruch, guys. Don't quote me on this, but it talks about that those that have mistreated the Father's people, pretty much the nations that know them and disrespected them, mistreated them, that they'll be put to the sword. But those that have not known Israel, mistreated them pretty much, that Mashiach would be merciful to, and so I'm telling you guys, judgment's coming. I mean, I got so frustrated here lately to the point where I drove down the road and I asked the Father, I said, just whenever you come, you clean, pretty much I was just like clean house, just even if it means wiping me out with him, that's okay. All I ask, just please remember in the first resurrection, because I'm just sick of it all, guys. I'm tired. I've watched more of the news in the past 24 hours than I think I have in almost a year or 2. And I've done it as a case study, okay? I'm going to get back in the comments for a second. I've got, I know that was 2 more points out of the way, but the depth of this matter is in the last 4 here. I really want to cover some stuff I've got over here behind me too, information, but man, I mean, like, dude, judgment is coming on this country. I cannot overly state it. We are like Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0 at this point. Matter of fact, I didn't even do a video about this the other day, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. I think that it was better that I didn't, because the man of sin has endorsed homosexuality too. And that's so interesting, because as I'm covering this video coming up about the Antichrist or man of sin, it's going to be a trip throwing that out there, because everybody looks to the Pope. And at the end of the day, that man just endorsed abomination, according to what the Scripture says. So that right there is another red flag right up the pole, that if if you didn't see that in coming, you might want to wake up, okay? So anyway, let me back up just a second here and look at some of the comments, what everybody said here. Says, we are the temple. Once they try to enter our temple with the vax, that's the ultimate trying to be Elohim the Most High. Yeah. We should run in the woods. America's done. Yeah, guys, I'm telling you, we're watching the end of it as we speak right now. They laugh at us because we believe in the 400-year prophecy. Man, I'm telling you what, things repeat themselves. History repeats itself, all right? I'm telling you what happened to Egypt. I see a repeat happening to America because it's mistreated the Father's people. It says death has arrived. It's all over. Hitler did know. It is in his book. Tribe of Judah were my black brothers and sisters. Judgment is here, even at the door. Man, yeah, I'm glad to see everybody in here in that building tonight. Yeah, they get it. Somebody said, question is that Hitler's statement true? Did he really say that? I've been trying to find the authoritative source for this. I was trying to believe. I'm trying to remember, guys. I shared that in that video I made about the true Hebrew Israelites, that documentary about 6 years ago now. I think it was in Time magazine. It was a documentary book called The Nazis. I believe that was where that statement was. And not only that, there's actually video in there of Hitler showing his generals the black man and saying that's the Oriental, like that was, in other words, that was the true people in the land. Let's see. Somebody said they just finished building the third temple of Jerusalem. They're praying the Most Elohim to bless the temple before the use of it will pay. If you're witnessing the loss, that's one thing. My advice to what the Lord called you. Okay, not trying to be mean. This world and heaven will pass away, but His word will never pass away. Repent every night till the end. Yep. Some said Elohim bless you, bro. Rome is the whore of Babylon beast system. Absolutely, she is. The man of sin will be revealed by his policies. Yeah, and he's definitely throwing some out there right now. Somebody said, Brother Luke, what do you think about Jared Kushner? I don't know, man. That guy's been like in the shadows here lately, and now he's out here trying to throw down and get some lawyering going on to save Trump's election run. So I don't know what to think of him. Somebody said, yeah, it's in a Time Life. Oh, it's in a Time Life magazine. I thought it was a mini documentary magazine or a little documentary thing they put together in like one of those thick books. It was called The Nazis. Anyway, it's in Time Life who produced that. Somebody said, where's the best place to buy Et Sefer? Sorry if I spelled it wrong. No, actually, it's spelled right. Just Google Et Sefer. I believe they publish it at the publishing company in Arizona. I think it's where it's at. And you can get a copy of it. Somebody said, evening from North Carolina, where we are still stuck with Governor Cooper. Somebody said, I've heard that the Sabbath millennia is when Yahushua will come back. What do you think? Well, guys, I think the millennial will start when Messiah comes back. Somebody said, we're the temple, not made of buildings. That's right. Get out of America. Get out of her. Somebody said, just trying to get and understand. You don't think in some cases y'all's people bring certain things on themselves? Oh, I believe all of us bring certain things on ourselves because, I mean, for crying out loud, you make stupid decisions, you get stupid results, and guys, at times I've done some stupid things too, so, I mean, it all comes back around eventually. All right, so let's get back to these points. Number 5, I want to cover this real quick, and I think this will set the tone for everything else because I'm going to touch on some political things, the guns taken up and freedom stripped away, forced vaccinations, all that stuff. But, the thing is, wicked nation. This country is one of the most wicked nations in the world. I mean, man, you see some serious crazy crap going around the world. And guys, I do travel, okay? Like with what I do in construction, I travel this country all the time. I'm from one coast to another all the time. I mean, dude, I'm going to be like Delta Sky Miles Club here for long. Like, get to go sit in the little thing because, just stacking them flights. But, I mean, seriously, like flying across the country, traveling across the world and stuff, like, I've seen a lot of different places, and I'm telling you, like, this place here, although we may have a lot of technological advancements and, a lot of creature comfort, stuff like that, like, morally, we are dead. This country is just getting worse and worse and worse in my generation. And those upcoming, dude, they just further sliding down down into the chasm of oblivion. I mean, it is just terrible. And I'll get in the statistics in just a second, but I mean, the thing that really got me this year is all the lawlessness in this country. I mean, I don't care you're white, you're black, you're Chinese, Arabic, Hispanic. Help me out here. All the shades of melanin that is available in this world, all ethnic groups, all backgrounds, languages. There is a way you are supposed to treat your fellow man. Burning down their businesses, stealing, it's like I don't wake up and be like, I'm mad. I think I'll go burn down this guy's business and steal a TV and that'll make my life better. No, you're a criminal. Protesting and looting is two different things. Murdering people and fighting with each other and all this crazy, and then all the political fighting. It's just insanity, man. It's bread and circus, and people can't wake up and see what is going on out here around us. I mean, it is just, I'm telling you guys, like, in the next 72 hours, I'm afraid after this thing settles out, there's going to be some serious stuff pop off. I'm telling you, it's not going to be a pretty sight. And the lawlessness you seen earlier this year, I think it's going to get dialed up a notch, to be honest with you. I mean, if you've lived in the cities this year and seen all this madness going, you stayed in the city. Let me stop you right now. If you're watching my broadcast, just just turn it off. Go in there, get you a cold beer, turn on a football game, and just forget I existed. Because there's nothing more I can do for you. Okay? If it didn't shock you this year, everything that went on and trouble you, and be like, I need to get flip out of here. And that didn't run that thought through your mind, then there's really nothing more I can do for you here. Seriously. I mean, I'm just wasting words, and you're wasting your time watching me. I mean, that's just about the honest truth with it, because, guys, you got to get up out of the cities and out of Babylon. This is just getting crazy. I want to read you this statistic here. Sorry, guys, my desk is a mess because I'm still doing business off my desk, and then I'm moving and packing stuff up. I want to hold this up right here so that everybody can get a good look at that right there. All right, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that I got it on the screen good. All right. Everybody take a good gander at that. All right. Now I'm going to run down this. The reason I bring this up, okay, these statistics and stuff, right, is that this tells me a lot about our nation. I'll read these statistics real quick, guys, and I'll back up and read some more comments tonight. The ethnicity that voted for Biden, I was very curious to see like how people felt. Like these two candidates, they're actually like a science experiment for me, to see where is the thought process of the mentality of our nation. And, white folks didn't vote that much for Biden. And honestly, I wasn't for him either. He is a racist. I'm saying that as a white guy against a white guy. Like 1977, he literally said, don't want to turn our schools into a racial jungle, right? So 55% of white guys, voted for Trump. Now, here we go. A racist, Joe Biden, and I say racist because it's actually on the record. It's not like I care, one way or another. Hell, he is, because he's not a good guy. But what is interesting to me is it's like actually recorded statements, like public statements, okay? So it's on record that Joe Biden's a racist, right? I mean, for crying out loud, he called people cockroaches, folks. I was watching that, all right? So, I mean, anyway, 87% of black voters pretty much voted for him. That was the ethnicity. And 11% only voted for Trump, according to this, right? Now, Hispanic people, 67% to 31% for Trump. And I'm going somewhere with this, so please just bear with me, okay? Asians, 64% to 30%. And then other, which I have no idea what they define as other anymore, but 58% voted for Biden to 39%. Now, here's the thing. People say, I'm sure people say Trump's a racist too. Listen, please try, if it's possible, just to delete these guys out for a minute. What I want you to understand is this country is like a two-party system, right? I mean, I know people can vote other parties. I really, if you ask me anymore what I would lean toward, what kind of party am I would say libertarian. That would be where I would identify. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to say I'm some kind of group and voting, that's what I would say I am, as libertarian, right? Well, another thing that struck me odd here is I was like, okay, well, I want to know what the grouping is of this stuff, right? And I was like, 18-year-olds, it says here. Now, guys, this was from BBC, that I guess Reuters collected this data, but 18-year-olds to 29-year-olds, 64% voted for Biden to 33 for Trump. All right, so now this upcoming generation, what that tells me, now, like I said, delete Trump and Biden out for a second. What that tells me is that things in the Democratic Party, such as abortion, and all these other things, that the up and coming generation is totally down for, guys. I mean, yeah, that's like almost 2/3 to 1/3 is all down for that. That means taking up your freedoms, taking up your guns, forcing vaccinations, all this stuff. Okay, and the reason I say this stuff is because, like, they've openly said, this is things that's in their agenda. So it's, once again, it's not like Luke's made up. It's. I'm just wanting you to understand the mental processes of people, right? Now, my age group, 30 to 44. Says here, 54% is for Biden, 43% was for Trump. Then the margins go even slimmer. It's 45 to 64, 51% voted for Biden, 48% for Trump. And then 65 or older, it was 48% to 51%. And I'm just telling you, like, if you look at this, right, you just see this skew, right? And it's a stair step effect. And what was interesting to me is the last section, all right? And then I'm going to get in your comments and read this, guys, all right? But the education level, I wanted to know. See, now I've been educated. I've went to a foreign language academy. I've went to a technical trade school, have, diplomas, certificates, the whole 9 yards on the wall, right? And I still, like I said, I identify libertarian. I used to always be Republican voter until now. Well, I mean, somewhere between the last election now, I would say, like, I finally filtered into the libertarian line. But college graduate, says here, 57% of people that voted for Biden were college graduates, 41% for Trump. No college degree, 51% voted for Biden and 48% for Trump. Now, let me break that down real quick for you, what that means. That means that most people that attended a liberal arts school or liberal school, right, because most colleges are liberal nowadays, got their brainwashing enough, they went and voted for Biden. Now, no college degree, they went and voted for Biden regardless. Now, once again, I feel like I have to keep repeating myself because somebody think I'm on here for an agenda. Once again, I did not vote for either candidate this year. First time ever. And secondly, delete both these candidates off the list. Look at this value system. There's a sharp shift coming in this country, okay? All this represents, I'm okay with killing babies. Let me repeat that. This right here says, I'm okay with killing babies. This says, I'm okay with taking your firearms up. This says, I'm okay with going ahead and terminating your grandmother that's terminally ill. Even though she has insurance, even though we can medicate her, even though we could extend her life, we're going to go ahead and get rid of her. Third Reich Nazi Germany 2.0, right? Socialist. All this stuff, I can just keep going and going and going. This also says that all the minorities in this country have been brainwashed enough by the left, gaslit, and projected on that they believe the nonsense that they've been told, okay? Democratic Party is the racist party. That's facts. You can go all the way back to the KKK and the whole 9 yards. It's crazy stuff, guys. But like I said, statistics, it's crazy. So what that tells me in the very near future, something that I really wanted to know, is when the mark of the beast comes, how okay is people going to be with receiving it? All right, because something that I don't have in this list, all right, saved to share with you guys, but is the real kicker, I think, is people concerned about the pandemic situation. And the whole deal with the pandemic was the handling of the pandemic, and they felt that Joe Biden would be the solution for the pandemic. And, of course, vaccinations and masking up and shutting down. I mean, everybody that's listening knows his policies. So that told me that already the overwhelming majority, at least half of people out there right now, have already complied with the mask wearing thing all across the country, regardless of the candidate. Then you stack the deck. The next president, if it's Biden, will more than happily push forced vaccinations with, that in there to damage your DNA and stuff. So, that told me right there how close to the cusp we are of this all. I mean, it's just the perfect storm coming together. You know, it's like you have the last two kings of Revelation. Was it 17? You have, you know, this last president going into office. I believe with all my heart you've got forced vaccinations. You've got the taking away your rights, taking away of your freedoms, your guns. I mean, dude, it's just stack, 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 stack on the deck. And this election is just Joker's wild right now. And I'm going to pause and go through the comments in just a second. But one of the statistics things also that was interesting to me, you know, I said the other day, voter fraud. I said if Biden went in, it would only be by voter fraud. And somebody said that I needed to repent because of that comment. They said that they had the utmost respect for me and they lost it after I said that comment. And I said back to them that I would mark it down on my list of things to do, but I wasn't sure if I'd get around to it. I still haven't repented for that comment, and I am not going to. Matter of fact, I'd like to add furthermore to that, is that apparently Wisconsin had 3,129,000 registered voters. And by the time they were counting the votes, they had reached 3,239,920 votes. And they ended up with more votes than they had voters, okay? I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to be serious here. I really am, but this stuff, dude, y'all, you just can't make this stuff up. And if I may just take it one step further, I believe this number has further ticked up since then. So, man, they must have brought their dog to the voting booth, and their cat, and their cow, their cousin from Venezuela. I mean, they must have just brought everybody up in the house to vote the other day in Wisconsin. But I'm just saying that this right here shows me another thing, is that there is no such thing as a republic anymore. You know, and this country's dead, and that was a further confirmation to me. I just needed to see this election. It was very important to me to see this election, because that with this situation going on, it shows me there's really no due process in this country anymore as far as the will of the people. This is a crap show. The elite, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, Jesuits, they're calling the shots. Whoever's going to be running the show is going to be running the show. But it's important to me that people see this, okay? Because if you can see this as a believer, and especially somebody that's woke, then it gives you the confirmation and the peace of mind to put together the rest of the puzzle pieces that I've already said about a lot of other things in the past, just like the Man of Sin, Great Whore Babylon, so many other things. All these chips are falling into place. And what I wonder is, with this next this election cycle going to be wrapped up, is that I believe another thing that's going to really blow up in this country is racism. And I believe it's by design to attack the Father's chosen people. And I think those of us that are Gentiles that have converted to follow the Father and keep His ways and His Torah, His commandments, statutes, judgments, new moons, appointed times of worship, I think it's going to be a very clear discernment for us to see the mistreatment of the Father's people, the descendants of Abraham and of Israel. It's going to be interesting to me, because if that does take place, that furthermore reiterates to me that the removaling of His people from amongst Babylon, from amongst the nations, because that I really do feel that a separating time is coming. I really think that separating is starting, and I think that America is going to be the headway of leading that charge. But now let me pause and back up here a second, guys. Y'all have blown the comment section apart tonight. This is the most comments on a live stream, bar none, ever since I've done this YouTube channel, and this is going on 8 or 9 years now, and I've never seen the comment section this exploded. Like, guys, I don't know if I'm going to be able to filter through all this tonight. Somebody said they're both racists and pedophiles. Biden is going to go get our guns taken away. Absolutely. Two wings, the same bird. Yep. Matter of fact, it's interesting if you read in 2 Esdras. I really am starting to feel like that. I used to think it was, and even with the Seventh-day Adventist Church's teaching, that I used to think that it was the two horns was church and state. But I'm really starting to think that it also may be a two political party thing, and because I mean we're really defined by that. I mean, America's known for that big time, you know. And somebody said, "Cool hands, bro. Cool hand. Don't let the bully take your toys." The Democratic Party and the Republican Party were created by the bankers' lumps under the Banker Manifesto. I agree, libertarian or independent. Yep. All my guns were lost in a boating accident. Absolutely. Um, somebody said looking for land everywhere. Yeah, guys. Tennessee's got a lot of it. Somebody said, don't forget this generation is completely brainwashed. Folks, there's people swimming in swimming pools. There's people biking. There's people hiking by themselves wearing a mask. I just can't take it no more. I'm telling you, I've already told my wife, I said, post-election, I am not complying at all in any way with the mask, other than the airport. That's it. I'm done. I just can't deal with it no more. People just have to yell at me. Why do you repeat your name handle? I don't know what they're asking about that. If you can find bullets, they're more expensive than gold. Yeah, I've seen bullets now up to almost 4 times the price of normal. Yeah, somebody said they're both racist. One is bold with it, and the other is cover with it. There you go. That's a real good way of putting it, guys. Why do we have to be at a state where we feel like we need guns? Other countries are perfectly peaceful and fine with guns. I'll tell you guys, you better have something to help protect you. I'm telling you, it's going to get hairy. Let's see. They're both racist, but by his worth, he has written, authored laws and legislation that has ever the way it is. Yep, there's a lot of laws because of him. Somebody said, yes, it's 100% voter fraud. I just watched this. The possible leaked roadmap for the watch after Luke finishes with the live. Not to mention Joe is a serious criminal. Unbelievable that he could even be in the race for POTUS. Yeah. Days of Noah has a great video on that. Let's see here. It is also the two political parties. They're also symbology of church and state because there's a separation within one nation. I believe both are applicable. It's still a beast. Yeah, and that might be a dual principle to that. I've been considering on that lately. Like I said, guys, and it's nice to see that people saying that too. OMG, more of my brothers waking up in Hebrew than now. All I know is you're so woke. The world ain't no ball. It's flat. 2 sticks have not been put back together again. Yep. And let's see what this says right here, guys. I'm gonna pop out of the comments here in just a second. Pick back up. It said now the 2 horns are going to become 1 horn, kind of like the twin towers went down, and now there's 1 tower rising, kind of like the little horn rising, which is the papacy. It's creepy stuff, guys. I'm telling you. If people tell you to wear a mask, tell them you have a medical exemption. Yeah, the whole mask thing, it is just everybody's in the comment section talking about how they hate the mask. Oh, so something that I want to cover next is for people that haven't read the book 1984. Now, I'll tell you this. If anybody out there that's watching this right now and you own a Easton's Press, the real nice leather-bound published one that they done, commemorative or whatever, of 1984, you email me at number 7, trumpetsprepper@gmail.com. I'd like to make you an offer on that book. I'd love to have that in my stash of books, especially moving to the new place in the library. But, man, 1984, I passed my paperback version to somebody here recently, a friend of mine, and, you know, it is crazy because they're like almost 90 years old, I think, and they gave me, now think about this, a friend of mine is almost 90 years old. This is my elder, and I love them, and appreciate them, respect them. And I asked them, because they never read the book, okay? So this is interesting, you know, because it's like, I'm always just like, I feel like life is a science experiment to me. You know, just, I swear in another life, I think I almost should have wanted to be a psychiatrist. But the media is so biased that it's propaganda. Like a whole time I think me and my wife watched, was it NBC the other night? It was MSNBC or flip. It's one of them garbage channels that, you know, it's nothing but owned by the leftists. But I watched it just for entertainment purposes. And as I watched it, it was so interesting to me how biased, absolutely how biased that the media is. And the problem is whether it was right or left biased. It is to the point where news no longer reports. It is only negativity. Number one, I want you to understand it's negative energy they're always putting out. maybe like 2% positive energy. Oh, Susie got her cat saved in the tree by the fire department today. And then the rest of it is somebody was killed in a car wreck. Somebody robbed a liquor store. Somebody killed so-and-so. Murder, suicide. Just drama, 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 drama. And then besides that, it's propaganda. It's just always freaking propaganda. And the problem is now you compare that to the statistics that I already gleaned out and showed earlier. Yeah, the movie 1984, it's deep. But if you get a chance to read the book, it's always nice to compare the screen run to an actual book. But nevertheless, if you want a quick run up on 1984, there's a lot of skin in it, if y'all follow what I'm saying. But I mean, it's definitely got a message in it. I'll just say that. So I'm not saying I endorse it. I'm just warning you ahead of time. If you watch the movie, there's going to be some adult themes in it. So with that said, the thing is that with what's to come, I'm going to cover it in just a second because I'll read some more comments. But the problem with the biasing thing is in 2020, from the toilet papers fiasco to now in this farce election. I mean, guys, I'm going to tell you what. I was just in Las Vegas and caught a flight home. Now, I could have went to a casino, put money down on the table, and be like, you know what, I'll put X amount on the roulette wheel or red or whatever. But I'm telling y'all what right now, if you said, Luke, I'm going to give you $10,000. I'm just giving you, here's $10,000. Now, you choose 10-1 bet. Who's going to win this election, Trump or Biden? I'll tell you what, I'd say Biden. I'd say Biden hands down, and here's why. Because of two reasons. Voter fraud, and the media is just pushing this heavy duty. And the thing with it is if watching how they've pushed this so hard, okay? I always look for two witnesses. They push this so hard, and gambling is a sin. Guys, bear with me. You got to have a little fun with this tonight, okay? Mercy goodness. Actually, the scripture says to be good stewards of your money. If you can actually show me where it says gambling is a sin, I would actually like to read that. But I'll just leave that. We'll let that sleeping dog lie. But if you look at the situation where that they push the mask thing and the pandemic, and now this farce election, it actually gleans two more things for me. Is that the mark of the beast when it comes forward full motion, and this demonic alien invasion agenda thing next. Which will most likely push the full mark of the beast. I think at that point, these two so far have given me a very good science experiment for that which is to come. And the problem with that is that science experiment is if I could put my little lab coat on right now and play scientist, the problem that I got with those results is about for every one person that has common sense, there is about 10 that will do whatever the media says. I can't work with those numbers. So number one, you have to get away from the cities. Okay. And then number two, you have to get away from family, friends, co-workers, acquaintances, business partners, etc. Blah, 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 blah. Even husbands, wives, potentially, and children. And so that has actually made me to the point where I'm almost content with just being in hermit mode. And I'm telling you, two witnesses always confirm a matter. And if you look at please just roll the dial back, because now in a calendar year you can't forget that much, and especially in 2020, dude. It's been a freaking trip. But if you back up and punt, all right, we on the football field here. We just back up and punt. We go back to the 1 yard line. We're like, okay, what happened? If you look at how quickly within 45 days the media reshaped the whole world. And now you watch within 48 hours how the media has reshaped this political agenda. I don't know how many more witnesses you need to see what is coming. Because, dude, I'm telling y'all, when the Mark of the Beast thing hits, I want to do a video about this soon. But I'm not going to do it until after I cover the Man of Sin and the Antichrist. I understand the difference between. The next thing, actually, though, I want to cover is that there's a lot of depth to where you read that he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, that to receive a mark, that they might not buy nor sell save he that has a mark. If you look at that word might, okay, that also you could all, now I'm not trying to twist scripture, but you could just almost imply that it is like right now, is that, let me just run this scenario, right? That no man might buy nor sell, say he has a mask. But yet, in a way, we've still been able to buy and sell because I can have people drop off my food with Uber. I can still go get gas at the gas station. I can still go about my business. I can even work. I just am kind of restricted to exactly how I can do commerce. So at some point, though, the mark of the beast will become so prevalent that it will be extremely hard for people to come and go, buy and sell, etc. And the thing about it is if you look at it in that run, in that scenario, then we're not that far off looking at the current state of affairs that we're in right now with having to wear a mask. I've survived within that realm. And another thought about it is now there's two parts to the mark. You take it in the forehead or in the hand. And I've always said this, and I continue to say it, the hand always symbolizes works. The mind, symbolizes mental agreement. And, with that said, when you think upon it, that matter, a lot of people's been in mental agreement with the Roman Gregorian Catholic calendar for, a long time now. And when it's forced worship on the world and it's forced vaccinations on the world, these people that stand firm for the Most High Yah and keep His commands and refuse to do either, it's going to be a real clear separation. And I got to be honest with you guys, I'm not fitting in with the crowd right now already, and I'm really going to be on the outs later. And you know what? I don't give up. I could almost cuss, and believe me, I've not cursed on this channel, I think, ever in 8 years. But I am telling you, I'm to the point where I'm about ready to tell a lot of people in this world where they can go, and they can go real fast. Because, guys, I don't fit in here anymore. I just don't. I'm telling y'all what, if I went to sleep tonight, and the next conscious thought I woke up was in the kingdom and not here, I'm down, bro. I just don't want to die in an unrighteous state. But Father, I'm available. Customer service is available 24/7. You just call Luke's name up. I'll be right there. But I'm just done with this whole system. I'm done with our country. I'm done with this world, folks. I'm miserable. Listen, I got a good life. All right, I have a good wife now. I come back from a divorce. I have a home. My business is better than it's ever been. Flip, I'm going golfing. This what would be on the pagan SU day. I'm taking my son going golfing. I mean, I have no complaints in this life. My health's pretty good. But I'm just sick of this world. Okay? I mean, I just cannot overtly state that. And I think a lot of people, a lot of you out there tonight in this country, we're all sitting here and we're having a serious reevaluation. And the reason is because the next 4 years, and furthermore, forward motion from the goalposts today after this election's done, this country will never be the same again. We are fractured as a people. We are fractured as communities. We are fractured as a nation. We are fractured as a world. It's never going to be the same. And folks, I have friends that I love as blood. I literally, a Hebrew Israelite brother that I love like blood family, come by my farm and got materials, all right, this week, and gave it to him to help him work on his house. And I love him like a brother. I don't have no brothers and sisters, right? But it's crazy to me because it's like, it don't matter what ethnic background, where everybody's come from in my life. The people that's in my inner circle, all right, all these different walks, colors, ethnics, backgrounds, I love them. And I told everybody here lately that when I've crossed paths with them, I'm like, I love you. And I love you, and I'm here for you when the trumpets start, and I'm here for you now. But any of you other jokers that ain't been in my circle, and people want to come in my circle now, I'm like, you can stay away. I don't want to know you. I don't want to get to know you because I don't trust you. And you know what? All y'all out there, if you feel that way, don't feel bad about that because, man, I'm telling you, we're getting to a point where the people that's going to betray us when the trumpets start, when the mark starts, it's going to be a trip. You're going to look around and be like, it's going to be like the game of Clue, and you're like, man, it was Professor Plum, and you're going to turn around and it's like, dang, it was Colonel Mustard all along. And I'm telling you, man, it's just coming. But I want to pause up for a second. I've got one last point. I want to read these comments. I'll take about 10 minutes in the comments, guys. I'm going to read my last point, and then we'll kick it here for a little while afterwards. Let me back up for a second and see what they said here. Let's see. All right, somebody said not to keep bringing up Jared Kushner. Guys, I value y'all's comments. As long as we're not cursing in here, I'm all down for it. or anything blasphemous, just don't go there. I'm always willing to have a conversation. Somebody said not to keep bringing up Jared Kushner, but look how he is credited with this whole Israel Middle East peace deal. Also, some of the top rabbis in Israel are saying that they're messiahs here on earth. Damn. Yeah, well, I know the building where that they do business in Manhattan too. I believe is 666 is the building number. I think I would have paid to have that building number changed at least one digit. Just saying, man, that's messed up. And don't quote me on that, but double check that. Said, hey, I'll hear from Nepal. What's going on with the election? Who's winning? Well, it looks like it's going to be Biden. I'm definitely leaning Biden. The media mostly puts out what they want to brainwash an individual to think and believe. Absolutely. MSNBC Pure Entertainment Channel, absolutely. The news has always been like that. Example, the term black on black crime was pumped into everyone's psyche. But I mean, yeah, absolutely. I heard African American so many times in the past 48 hours. I'm going to start referring to my ethnicity as European American. Because I swear, dude, everything, all these ethnicities, everybody's just throwing over this election thing. I'm like, I'm gonna start categorizing myself as European American, since that my family's from Scotland. I guess I need to start recategorizing myself because the only thing, if they want to go that route, because I mean, let's face it, the only people that really was indigenous this place is, the natives. So I mean, we all need to start calling it. It's an Arabic American, or Middle Eastern American, European American, African American, um, Latino American. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, they just need to change it up because they all trying to define everybody Asian, white, black, Hispanic, all that. Well, we just need to start saying so and so from so and so because none of us really belong here if we're all honest about it. News is on. Let's see. Edom judgment is coming, but be careful what day or time. Man, the people's coming down on that Macron guy. I think that's the French president. Uh, let's see here. We will be in a no-gun, tax to death, no freedom, mark of the beast, control government, corruption country. We are all doomed. Choo-choo, Rooter Bean. I think that is one of the comments of the night. Thank you. Gambling is a sin in is Christianity doctrine. Somebody said, yep, aliens. History does repeat itself from Egypt to America, from the flood to the fire. I mean, you look at it on the back of a dollar bill. You got the pyramid, and then you got the eagle. And there's this whole saying goes, first captivity, last captivity, if you haven't seen that one. Somebody say, I really believe the Antichrist will hold place in America. That's the only spot left. The beast, false prophet, is already out in the beast. And a lot of people's down on this Macron guy. Let's see. The way everything is set up, it seems like Trump will win at the last minute, forcing more protests, chaos in the streets, roll out of the military after racial civil war kicks off, followed by... Well, now, here's another interesting thought is, The Simpsons. They say the animator for The Simpsons is a Freemason, Jesuit, Illuminati. So now, if that is the case, I believe they showed that Trump died in the cartoon thing, so who knows what may shake out from that. Let's see here. No one could explain why they bought into the toilet paper hype. And yeah, and then people was just trying to turn it back, return it as soon as possible. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to blow through people's comments. Man, there's just so many tonight. I've never seen so much commentary on a live stream the whole time I've ever done this. Somebody just got one. They just got to get out there. The only way I know it is just super chat me because, my goodness, I'm filtering through them right now. Somebody said I don't fit in here either. Yeah, 100% I feel you. People will be put in FEMA camps so they don't comply with the beast system. Absolutely. Somebody said alien invasion is brainwashing attack who is coming from above. Scriptures talk about the devil and his army surrounding New Jerusalem. So here's the deal. The thing is if you can get people to think that the Most High coming back is another alien invasion. Think about it. These people done went through this once. They're going to think when the Most High comes back, it's another round. It's round two. Yeah, they're already going to be scarred from the first adventure. Somebody said global reset is real. They will wipe everything you owe just to put you on their new currency. And along with that, you have to get the vax. If not, they will take you to camp. Yeah, that would be a real way to get everybody over, is just wipe your debts clean. That would be almost like that movie In Time, Intime. Let me see here. Why do you think COVID is big? That is their cover up. This is why test sites are empty, as well as why Kmart shut down. Please do not forget FEMA is in control. Uh, let's see. Somebody said, I'm your brother. Uh, let's see. If Biden wins, it is time for many to go dark and get off social media. Close it down, get your house in order. I agree. Scattered Yisrael. That's probably comment. I'd say that's probably comment number one of the night, guys. You're going to see me wind things down here in the years ahead. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm really considering when it comes time for real ID this coming year. That may be the end for me on YouTube. Listen, it's been a great run. I love everybody, but that may be the end for me here. That may be my checkout station. Somebody said, what do you mean they went through alien invasion once? Well, I'm talking about here in the near future when they have this demonic alien invasion thing go on. After that passes, probably, around Trump at 5, here you have the situation then when Messiah finally does come back, people's going to be like freaking out thinking it's round 2. That's what I was saying on that. But, all right, guys, so number 8, and I want to throw this out there. I said this, I think, 2 other videos here lately, but matter of fact, there's a couple people out there that said something about this recently too. But now I give credit. It was either the brother Joel or brother Kevin brought this up to me. Best I remember. At Sab, it's been like a month or so ago now. Brought this up to me that if Trump and Biden cannot work things out, and neither will concede, that the Speaker of the House gets the presidency. And lest we forget that is a kook that is sitting in there right now, Nancy Pelosi. It's just freaking crazy. So, I mean, you want to talk about Joe Biden running this country to the ground. Can y'all just close your eyes for a minute and imagine the paradise utopia that Nancy Pelosi will bring? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. Just crazy. But here's the deal. Taxes, guns, forced vaccines, mark of the beast. Here's another one. War in the Middle East. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 playing out. Dude, there is going to be some serious stuff shake out. And I'm going to tell you, folks, you want to see an erosion of freedom. Like a year ago this time, I believe it was in Virginia, where they wanted to pass the gun laws and take up the guns. First, it was a registration thing. Then I think they want to just go full on and take the guns away. Now, I'm going to tell you, what you've seen play out in Virginia will most likely be on a grander scale with Joe Biden here in this country in the near future. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to go ahead and predict now, I'm not trying to do soothsayer, what is it, Ovothioidium, summoning spirits, conjure, none of that crazy stuff, fortune telling, none of that. I'm just going to go ahead on a limb and say that Biden is going to win. Okay? Now, I want to run this scenario. I'm not saying this is fact. I'm just saying this is a scenario. I have the feeling that off-grid living and losing your right to own a firearm will almost walk hand in hand. I think that it will be a systematic destruction of homesteading. And now this is all speculation, but I'm just saying, like, I think everyone's clued in now that preppers and homesteaders, most of us are woke. So most of the people that is a threat to their new world order has pretty much been weeded out. And, I'm telling you, like, if you haven't gotten you a place out in the middle of nowhere, if you haven't gotten off grid, if you haven't gotten food, water, shelter, sanitation, security, stuff like that, hey, I seen somebody send a PayPal donation on the channel. Appreciate you guys. I'm telling you that this stuff, all right, it's going to shake out. Not to mention social media ban. I mean, like, guys, it's going to get scary out here. I've been hit with hundreds of copyright strikes just here recently. Now, I ain't done nothing wrong, okay? I have not done nothing wrong. Matter of fact, I even went over to some of the music content that I use at the end of the video, I actually bought the unlimited license for it and turned that into them again. I just went and bought it all over again. I was like, here's the license for it all over again, and I'm still getting hit with copyright strikes. Um, Content has been removed. Certain stuff's been limited. It's crazy. Like I said, I mean, I've spent a lot of time in the past 60 days just sorting my life out, moving, cleaning house, of just stuff in my life that needed to be sorted out. I took a vacation, and in the meantime of that, I tried to repair YouTube. And it is getting to be a chore to be on social media anymore. I want you to know that I've all but abandoned even Facebook in my life. The only thing that I even pop on here anymore is just to do a live stream. And it's my hope that maybe I can help wake somebody up. I mean, there's a lot of things we've talked about over the years. Hebrew Israelites, true Hebrew Israelites. If you'll Google that or you'll search it on YouTube, I made a video about it. It's in the archives also on my channel. So I think it's at 1 million views now or over. Of Who's the True Hebrew Israelites mini documentary. I've done a lot of content about the flat earth. I've done a ton of content about the scriptural calendar. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, dang, I mean, we've hammered it over the years. Somebody said, I'm surprised that video is still up. Dude, me too. Me too. Somebody said, thanks for this channel, first time listener. I'll be back. Hey, I hope it's a help to everybody. Like I said, and we talked about the calendar over the years. You want to check that out, get that calendar app, worldslastchance.com. I mean, guys, we've smashed out a lot of content over the years. And of course, all throughout the years, I've showed people how to prep. And matter of fact, I'll probably do a lot of prepping videos now whenever I get moved back to the place that I'm moving. I'll walk in through build projects as I'm doing them like I used to at my farm. And, I think it'll be really good. I think it'd be really good to get back in that grind, just build projects, showing people stuff. Because I know a lot of you come here for scriptural stuff, and a lot of times you come here for the lives, and a lot of times people come see how to build things. So, we'll mix it up. But I think it'd be really wise for people to check out a social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, all that junk. I think it's a real wise move to just check out at some point because telling you what, guys, this election, depending on how it shakes out, now there's going to be a lot of erosions of freedom, and it's going to happen fast. And the only check and balance is going to be the Supreme Court and the Senate, because you're going to see things pass in the House of Representatives like light speed. You're going to see stuff trying to get signed off on by the president like crazy if Biden goes in. I mean, it's going to be a different world. It's going to be a different world. And I don't say that to fearmonger. I mean, like, everybody said their agenda. Somebody quote me on here, correct me if I'm wrong, but did Joe Biden, and I quote, did he not say, I will take your AR-15s? Please, somebody comment right there. A couple witnesses comment and tell me if I'm wrong. But I believe he said, I will come and take your AR-15, and I end quote. I think that's I think that's what he said. But, I mean, when you openly stand on a stage and tell people that, you got to understand, folks. There's 3 types of process. Yes, he did in Detroit, I believe. Thank you, Kathy. Beta O'Rourke said that. Okay, but Biden didn't say that. Well, somebody said that's what he said for sure, so multiple people might have said that. But you got to understand there's 3 thought processes. There's things that people think and don't say. There's things that people say and intend to do. And there's the things that people don't say but will do and didn't think about it. He said he was coming to take, Trump already suing 3 states claiming to halt the votes. So what I would go on a limb to say is you got to understand that the stuff that they've already said that he said he's going to do, you just take and compile that. I would just add to see, like, when people say, well, I've said this about, or, I hear people say, well, so-and-so said this about you, Luke. I'm like, oh, really? Well, I'm like, hey, you go with that and add a little bit more to it when you share the story again. And Father, please forgive me. I don't want people telling lies. But what I'm saying is it's like, okay, so he said, I'm going to take your AR-15. Well, that translates to me as, I'm going to take your AR-15. If you don't let me take your AR-15, I'm going to take you to a FEMA camp. You see what I'm saying? Like, this grand science experiment called 2020 has taught me all I need to know, folks. I'd say I'm 80% learned up. for what is to come. And between the media manipulating people on this election and on the mask wearing, has really kind of gave me a good clue in as to how things are going to shake out with the mark of the beast. And I'm telling you, we need to definitely check out a society. I wish somehow I could come into enough money that I could run my vehicle off the side of a mountain. People think I died. I think I'd be that inconspicuous or that very odd person standing over there, put on a disguise, and I'd stand with like a little umbrella in the rain off to the side at the funeral, at the grave service or whatever, and people would be like, "Who's that mysterious character over there?" Just to see who showed up for my funeral. And then like I'd go down to McGee Tyson Airport and like pay off one of them pilots and catch a flight overnight out into the middle of Europe or the Mediterranean or somewhere and just disappear and like be the Dos Equis guy in the middle of you know Italy or something. I'd just disappear. But I just love to get up. Um, you know, I'd love to just get up out of this place. But guys, I'm telling you, it's gonna get bad here. There ain't no doubt about it. Just absolutely no doubt about it. But I've rambled on a lot tonight. I wanted to share some things that I've definitely seen transpire over this past year. And this election has finally solidified it. It's like the second witness, like Rona 19 and this election has been like, I finally have two consistent patterns that I can continue to garner information from. And this right here gave me empirical data that pretty much confirmed what I've been seeing going on. And I swear, guys, I think I ate something tonight that I'm allergic to because I feel like my throat is just like closing down. And I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, I'm going to read these comments and catch up everybody's comments here. And then probably call this an evening. Somebody said must head out now to keep it up. If you close out your channel, send your email out possible. I'm learning about outdoor living. Absolutely, guys. I'll give everybody a heads up before I pull the plug. Somebody said so many people are done. It's kind of sad. Guys, it says that because iniquity will abound, the love of many will grow cold. And not only that, I mean, we got to have wisdom to get out away from this stuff. It's getting about that time. Somebody said, funny fact, MAGA is a 5 degree in the Church of Satan. Don't believe me, look it up. I've heard that. I haven't researched it yet, but I've heard so many people say it. I'm certain it's the truth. Have been very fortunate as I do not wear a mask where I go and have not had issues. The only time I wear one, and even the under my nose is when I take to my uncle's doctor. The government has already been taking guns with every red flag law that passes. Yeah, that's true. Them red flag laws is freaking crazy. They'll pack the court. Yep, that's another one. You have to keep that up as much as you can. You helped a lot of brews and non-brews. I appreciate that, Melek of the Earth. Salt of the Earth. Yes, he did. Okay, yeah, that's where y'all were saying yes, he did. I seen some of those. I've went incognito, and my time here has come to its end. Thank you, Luke, for all you've done in bringing the truth forward about the true Hebrews. Y'all bless and keep you. Thank you. Somebody said Dante Forston, Hebrew Spear. It's a social media for brews and those going with us. Oh, very interesting. Somebody said he without a sword sell a cloak buy one. Absolutely. Let me see right here. Germany had concentration camps and USA have FEMA camps, and Jade Helm will go live. Yeah, yes, Biden did say. In fact, he said AR-15 and Beto will be his gun czar. I gotta say this: GOCC, IUIC, Pastor Dow, etc. Trying in their way, even Rob Skiba. If not your conviction and a humble heart, your message reached way beyond you could ever imagine. Again, shalom. Thank you so much, guys. Learn how to make your own triggers and ammos, also air rifles. Man, a lot of y'all seen that, I guess, where he said he's going to take our guns. I just, I'm not up on the news that much, but man, that must have been for sure. Somebody said that sounds like the scripture where men asking the mountains to fall on us. Yep. We can't run, unfortunately, just go through and trust like Daniel asked for help through the fire. Absolutely. Somebody said might be sign strange. It's that time of year. It can make you feel like you're choking. I tell you guys, change of season is for real here in Tennessee right now. Freezing cold and then scalding hot in the day. Somebody said, how can I get my daughter out of this world? Follow Yahuwah. Tell you what, guys, we just got to pray the Most High will wake our family up. Somebody said, Trump said take the weapons and go to court later. Now, I did see that too. I seen that the best I remember. Do you feel Trump will win after a court battle setting off riots? I don't know. In 2000, you had the whole shakedown about Florida, and it was such a swing situation. We may be, approaching that again here 20 years later. It's very possible. Thanks for the red pills. Much help all along the way you have been. Somebody said Trump will lose after court decision. Yeah. I think he will too. I really do. Guys, I'm just going to go ahead and cast my ballot. I'm going to say that Biden's probably going to win this thing. But nevertheless, whoever wins, everything has already been, preordained long ago for what's going to happen, guys. We just got to focus on our own salvation. But the last thing I'd say and leave with you tonight, and I'll definitely pop in and, start doing some more lives now, that especially that I'm about to be finally at my own home and settled in for a while in between construction jobs, is that, we're approaching that crucial time where that we have talked and we have talked and we have talked. And we have had the opportunity to network with one another and prepare and warn people. And I know I've been trying to tell people for a decade to get ready. Now there comes a point where the time for talking and negotiating with people is ended. And we are fast approaching that threshold. And the time for acting is here. And I dread it in a way, and I almost look forward to it in a way. And it says, I believe it's I can't remember if it's in Habakkuk or Amos, but I think it talks about don't look forward to the day of Yah. Because it's going to be a dark day. I think it's in Amos. And man, this is the threshold. We are at the threshold. And we're at the threshold at the end of the day, threshold of the trumpets, threshold in this republic. We're seeing it happen. And guys, if you have not prepared, today is that acceptable hour. I'd start getting on it. Guys, I've enjoyed this live with us tonight. Man, at the participation in this live stream, just wow. Unbelievable. I've never had this much participation in a live stream. I love you guys. It has been an honor to meet so many people on this YouTube stream. I just seen somebody say I'd love to have a better understanding of the lunar Sabbath and stuff like that. Go on YouTube and type this in the search bar. Restoring the Creator's Calendar. There is a documentary we done on Loud Cry Ministries YouTube channel years and years ago, and it is a good mini documentary. World/chance.com has so much information about the Father's calendar. You can go there and check that out as well. Guys, as always, till we see you again here at Seven Trumpets Prepper Channel, I hope the Most High Yah baruch you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends. Even in these dark days, I pray. In Yahushua name. Have a great night out there. Love everybody.